Welcome to part 3 of the Wisdom miniseries. In this episode, finding wisdom in media? Now notice I didn't say the media because I don't mean the media as in the news. What I mean is media, like movies, music, TV, books, and audiobooks. Now some people might say that some of that stuff can rot your brain. Well sure, that's exactly what'll happen if you're consuming nonsense. Stick around and we'll talk about how to navigate that landscape just a little bit better. Wisdom is so important because it can act like a map through a place you've never been before. Seek and you shall find, so let's get to finding. Welcome to Better Echoes, improving ourselves so we can uplift all. You're awesome, let's dive in. So I know this might sound weird, but you actually can find wisdom in some rare parts of pop culture. But be very careful with this one, because the nuggets of wisdom are few and far between, and there's a lot of trash in that in between. For this, I have but one example. Spider-Man, when Uncle Ben says this, "With great power comes great responsibility." That's a banger right there. Great advice. Quick history lesson here actually. This is just the most recent adaptation of this wise saying, but apparently its origins go all the way back to the 4th century, and it's been paraphrased and handed down through history by many famous people along the way, and then of course it landed in Spider-Man, which is where we all heard it first. Please remember, be very cautious when gaining wisdom from pop culture or culture in general. Like I said, you have to have a very good and healthy filter in order to do this safely. A lot of pop culture is just absolute garbage, which I'm sure you're perfectly aware of at this point, and you don't want to learn the wrong lessons even if you're enjoying whatever entertainment you're taking in. Some little gems will stand out every once in a while, so keep your eye out for those things, and you may actually be surprised every so often, but do be very discerning because a lot of pop culture is just garbage. You might find wisdom in a song lyric which really deeply connects with you and helps you put words to an emotion that you couldn't articulate before. Or maybe a TV show where the cast learns some kind of valuable lesson. Or even a movie where the main character turns into a hero because of some wisdom that they were given along the way that spurred major growth in their lives. Just remember, be very discerning here because you probably don't want to base your moral compass on the vast majority of things in pop culture. In fact, go ahead and just ignore most of it, but those rare gems can be really good rare gems. Next up in the list of great places to find wisdom are books and audiobooks. Now I don't care if it's fiction or nonfiction, self-help or entertainment, it really doesn't matter. Books can have a ton of amazing wisdom for us. Now I'm not really a reader to be honest, my wife is, but I'm not really, but I have listened to a ton of audiobooks, generally in the self-help category, but my goodness is there a ton of great wisdom to be found in writing. You may find that some character in a book says some line that just kind of sticks with you in a beautiful way, and it becomes something that you adopt as part of your personal mantra. Or maybe you read some incredible book where the author tells a story about their own life, and that story just clicks with you somehow, and it helps you to navigate your own life. And maybe some journalist has interviewed a ton of people throughout the world and distilled their knowledge and wisdom down into something that's bite-sized for you, and you really gain a lot from their interviews. Maybe it's even a classic self-help book that strikes a chord with you and helps you make a much-needed adjustment to your life that helps level up your career. Or maybe it's an ancient philosopher that wrote something down 1,000 years ago, and it feels just as relevant today in these times as it was back then, which helps you to navigate your emotions better. You can actually find a ton of wisdom in either reading or listening to audiobooks. If you haven't dipped your toe into that world yet, you absolutely should. So if you're enjoying the miniseries, the other videos are going to be linked below. And now I want to know, what's a great piece of wisdom that you've gained throughout the years? Leave it in the comments below and help enrich our lives and help democratize wisdom. Just to recap, you actually can find wisdom in media. Not the media, but media. Like movies, music, TV, books, or audiobooks, as long as you're discerning. Keep in mind that wisdom is super helpful for personal use, but it can also help you improve humanity by using it to navigate life and social situations out there in the real world. Godspeed in your eternal quest for wisdom. I'll see you on the path. Remember, do something that makes the world a better place this week. People need you. You are the better echo. Subscribe, like, get a sticker at the link below, or watch one of these, and I'll see you next time.